Welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hi there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to not the VHS Strikes Back. It is Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Series 8, Episode 39. Wow. Had a bit of a brain fart there, Chris. Chris, yes, I'm hoping and praying that we've still got more drama, but it does seem like we're coming out the other side of the bell curve at the minute. A bit of a slower one again tonight. But where would you like to start? Well,
and this is God's honest truth. Me and you we never discuss how we start. We do the same intro, don't we? We do that across all our podcasts. It's just something we've done, and over years it's organically been that way. And it's our little coping mechanism to settle us into a podcast. You say there's no drama, Dave. You say we're at the end of our tether and we're now on the fucking lovey-dovey shit and we got Hunt the Thimble bollocks, tonight's episode. That's correct. That is correct. And we'll talk about that fucking shit show because I'll be honest, Dave, if I could have got hemorrhoid cream, and I said this earlier, I'd rub it in my eyes and hope that I got piles so I didn't have to see that utter shit that was boyfriend and girlfriend fucking chase around. What a load of fucking wank bullshit. But anyway, and I'm going to get told off, Dave, because Samantha keeps telling me off for my swearing on the podcast. But you know what? I'm not fucking changing, and I'm being all tough. And when she gets in from work tomorrow, she will absolutely nail me, Dave. But there you go.
She will be. She'll have a tea on the table waiting for her.
She does most nights, but she's actually out tomorrow night, Dave, with a friend going for a curry. So at least I won't get it thrown at me, which is rather nice. Anyway, I have breaking news, my friend. Breaking news, David. Now, I think it was Tom who said it was around episode 39 when we got movie night. Dave, hot off the press, tomorrow night's episode, you better bring your fucking popcorn, my friend, because it's happening.
Fucking hell. It's like I'm in the desert and I've just been offered a glass of water. So I'd already resigned myself to, being on the downward slope, and certainly the fucking treasure hunt bollocks was the thing that was just the right old kick in the bollocks. But yeah, fucking bring it on. Bring it on. Oh, I want to see Andrew coupled up with Coco canoodling in the pool, and I want to see what happened with Ekin-Su. Christ on a bike, it's a bottle of wine night.
Oh, yes. Well, actually, it's not for me because I'm picking Sam up, Dave, unless sometimes...
Unlucky sunshine.
Yeah,
I can drink enough for two. It's all right.
Right, well, have some for me. No, I might be on the Prosecco because everyone knows I love a bit of Prosecco or the JD, but I usually start on Prosecco, go do a bottle between me and Sam, or a couple of bottles, and then we have a couple of drinks. And it's the only time I drink is once a week. So, that's I do splurge a little bit. However, Sam's friend's daughter sometimes picks her up, Dave. So I'm praying for the gods that I'm happy to take him, but I want to be there. I want to bask in the glory of this movie now. I am going to be so excited. And if Samantha says I've got to wait for a Dave, it's not happening. I'll watch it again. It's going to happen. I cannot wait. But I've got to say, we are bastards. If the stuff we've seen with that interview with Jasmine and Molly, it doesn't really matter for Paige now because Jax has gone. It does slightly dilute what's going to be shown because obviously a lot of it probably would have been Jax, like he was saying to Molly, wear your red underwear, get in bed with me. At Cheyenne, he was with her a lot. There was other things there. They're probably going to nail to the cross Davide, Dami, Andrew, because Jasmine was never shown, but there was a lot of dialogue with Jasmine and a lot of things that he did, and he was cozying up to her. Potentially, Ekin-Su could be in trouble, Dave. And I don't really see anyone else, so I don't know whether it'll be a long one, but there's going to be enough to stir the pot here.
You know what it's going to be, Chris? It's going to be Return of the Casamorians, right? Because the OGs have been fucking so comfortable. They're suddenly all those couples now are going to have a bit of disruption. I am honestly so excited. I know we have to talk about tonight's episode as well. But Chris, you're saying about all this stuff that's been discussed about what wasn't shown. I don't think they have to dig into those archives to show that stuff. Just fucking show them what we saw. And that is enough to disrupt them.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
Davide,
true.
he's got his trust issues. You know, even if he sees what we saw and that whole conversation about let's not tell anyone, he only needs to fucking see that. He doesn't actually have to see anything more graphic than what we saw. Like you say, Andrew acting like a loved up puppy when he's in Casa Amor. Danny fucking filling his boots from day one. I mean, they could show Jax, like you say, it seems a bit pointless now, getting out of the pool with the boner. Chris, there is so much here. I can't fucking wait.
Well, actually, you're saying that, Dave. They might, I don't know with what's happened with Jax, but yeah, if they do show that, then Paige, I want to talk about Paige anyway with Adam, but I think Paige, it's all systems go. And I wouldn't blame her, Dave, but I do think that Paige has done a bit of a number on us and the general public because I don't think she's as nice as she says. However, her and Jax she's not the right person for her at the moment anyway, unless, things change when they get out. They might be the best couple ever. But yeah, I find this whole thing with Adam and Paige, considering all this, like, it was sort of like we were never going to see each other, like a movie ending the way he left and I got a great send-off. I still think it's bollocks, but he did get a great send-off. But I don't know, Dave. There's just something off with Paige in this whole situation. I can't work it out. I mean, Sam said to me when she saw it, like, you're not seeing how she's trying to frame for the cameras, the way she's moving her hair and she's moving into the camera all the time when Jax is giving her like his War and Peace and spilling his guts sort of thing. And I honestly didn't see it, but it has got me thinking, Dave.
See, I don't see it quite the same way. I think for me, she'd already decided she was out with the whole Jax thing. She said that we've had these discussions about how you handle issues and, I'm not here to mother and teach someone how to be a boyfriend or whatever it was she said. But she still had those feelings. But I honestly thought when Jax said he was going to leave, at that moment, she started off, she was quite stony-faced and just listening to what he was saying. And I thought at that moment, yeah, she's out. You can tell she's out already. And then the tears did come, but I think the tears came because she does have still genuine feelings for him. And, crying's infectious, isn't it? I know they say laughter's infectious, but fucking crying is as well. Like, if you're there, you've had feelings for this person and everything, you see them upset, it kind of tugs on the heartstrings a bit. So when Adam picked her, I was a little bit surprised at how kind of smiley and everything she was. I was like, oh, crikey, that switch happened quickly. But then I just see it as, well, Jax has gone. She'd already made her mind up that was done anyway. There were just too many red flags, too many issues with that. If she really, kind of wanted to be with Jax, or what's she going to do? She's going to ask like fucking Mother Teresa for the next 2 weeks. Go home then if that's the case. So yeah, let's see where it goes with Adam. But I don't think she's like it doesn't come across to me that she's a player. I think I can understand where she is.
Well, Dave, you've got your Casamorians and I have Radarians now anyway. So that's the word that's been bandied around, the Radarians. So we'll see. We should do a vote on that. We had the Casamorons with the Casamorians. And the Amori, do you know what Casamorian sounds like? And I hate Doctor Who, but somewhat of Doctor Who, Dave. Some civilization that's come to get the Doctor.
It could be.
Yeah,
both of them, I think, could be, couldn't they? They're either Doctor Who or Star Trek or something, like the original series Star Trek with Captain Kirk and everything, the Radarians and the Casamorians.
We're clutching at straws here, aren't we? But,
whichever species it was, Captain Kirk would have his way with them.
He would, Dave, with his wig and all, he would. But what I will say, Dave, they did the recoupling. Now, at the time, I thought this is just a vehicle for Andrew and Tasha to get back together, like as we saw the episode. But now that we know this, before, obviously, between the end of the episode and us recording, it's going to be movie night. They're bastards, the producers, Dave. I've got to doff my cap what they've done, because they all recoupled. And I love when Deji, I keep calling him Deji, but Deji goes, I want to recouple with this woman. And I think Sam said it, you said it. And it was like, yeah, because you're the only fucker left. But he did this whole speech like he was picking Coco. And he's like, yeah, and I felt so sorry for him. I'm like, mate, why have you just say, look, I would love if someone just said, you know what a fucking shit card I've been dealt with. Come on, me and you, we're the last two. It's like being at a football game when you're a kid and you've picked the last two people. They're the two, unfortunately, that are left. You know, Desi's got to pick her and then that's it. But the way he did it was respectful, but I was thinking, fucking hell, he's not convincing at all.
No, I appreciated the words, and I was thinking. I mean, these things go on for hours and hours, don't they? The edited, cut down version that we get, you know, seems long enough anyway. But I think it was Amber Gill from a previous season saying, you know, how long everyone has to stand around there for. It's like really into the early hours of the morning. But yeah, I wonder, like, how quickly do they have to come up with something? You know, it's like in his head, he's probably thinking, fuck this. Have I even spoken to you, Coco? I'm not sure I have, but yeah, great girl. Let's explore our connection, blah, blah, fucking blah. You know, there's some generic bollocks you can put in there. But yeah, unfortunately, I think that is going to be the couple that's going to leave, I think, on the popular vote, because we've spoken about Digi having no screen time whatsoever. So as soon as like he got friend zoned by India, I don't think we'd seen him. You know, I saw there was rumours he'd left. And then Coco, like I say, she's just, apart from creating a bit of drama, you know, and Tickgate giving me, quite honestly, what I think is one of my favourite moments ever in Love Island. Yeah. But apart from that, you know, you don't see her connecting with anyone. And she's not got that Ekin-Su level of drama creation, I don't think. So, yeah, I think those are the two that will end up going tomorrow.
Look, yeah, you know what, though, Dave? The bastard in me really wants Andrew or Tasha to go. And it might be when we've seen this whole, because obviously we're going to, and that's the thing as well, though, Dave, if Andrew or Tasha goes, it's another couple who are split up. I think you're right, because I think even though the consensus is everyone's bored of them two after 7 weeks and all the messing about. And I think that the producers put their eggs in the wrong basket tonight. I think that was just an absolute waste of time. From nowhere, Tasha threw it in there. I do think it's to do with, it was a game plan between them to stay in the villa, trying to get votes. And even after they did it, the voting had already been cast before they'd even done all this hump my slipper bollocks. But it's just so boring. And he's walking around like he don't know what's going on. They're all hidden on the roof, like that balcony bit. I'm just like, I was sat there watching it, Dave, and I'm kicking my feet like, oh, this is fucking ridiculous. It's like, it's fucking nonsense, you know. And you said the line, I nicked it for our Twitter page, but you said the line of the evening, and I was fucking crying, was, well, and I'm paraphrasing now, so you're going to have to tell me off if I get this wrong, but it was something like the way Tasha was going around the villa, I half expected fucking Coco to be stood there. I've said it all wrong, Dave, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I don't even know if that qualifies as paraphrasing, to be honest. No, so I was just saying, and I'll paraphrase myself because I can't remember exactly what I did say, but I just thought at the end, it would be funny if at the end of the treasure hunt was, I didn't quite say the words, but I said something to the effect of Coco's tits. You know, that was the last point of the treasure hunt. But I don't think I did see a few things after. I don't think I was the only one who was thinking that. But Christ almighty, that was painful, wasn't it? And you know, I was going to wind you up a bit and pretend like I enjoyed it, but then I remember I was ranting and raving about it on Discord as well. Do you not think it's a bit wild and crazy, Chris, to do the same thing that we've seen on the previous fucking seasons over and over again? This wild and crazy Tasha. You know, even before the whole treasure hunt thing, she was winding me up because she's like, oh, I've never been this happy in the villa. Well, which one is it? Because, like, you were saying that you can't be yourself around Andrew, and so, you know, you can't be this wild and crazy person when you're with Andrew. So which fucking one is it?
Yeah, I agree.
It's just utter bollocks, isn't it? It's like Billy being funny. He's not fucking funny. I've still not seen him be funny. It's like these lies that people tell, and you just see no evidence. Show me, don't tell me. So, yeah, that was the longest, most painful thing. But again, it's a little bit tactical, isn't it? So they've got back together. They know they've got a few weeks after Casa Amor, and then that's it. It's the final then. So it's a tactical, let's couple up now. You could almost say a bit weird that, I know we had the whole mother thing, but like Luca and Gemma, dropping the L-bombs. But they're not even, they haven't even announced themselves as exclusive, which is in the Love Island playbook, or boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay, they can hold off on that. But again, they're still, when the boys were in Casa Amor, they were quote unquote technically single. So, yeah, I thought that was they were messing with my head there, Chris.
Yeah, and I think Gemma said it. A lot of people are like, did she say? But she did say I love you too, but she literally said it like under her breath, I love you too, because it's like, I'm not convinced, Dave. I know he's all in, and I'm still questioning his intentions, but for the purpose of the show and that, right, if we go with it, I'm not sure she is, Dave. I think she likes him, and she's like, oh, you're cute and all this, but I mean, it might just be she's very awkward. A lot of people don't like saying I love you. Even if they love somebody, it's really difficult. Maybe it's that. I don't know. It was very bizarre, and it was a bit like what Luke has done throughout the whole show. It felt like she didn't really have much of a choice other than to sort of agree with him. Because if she hadn't, he'd have had one of his fucking tantrums again, wouldn't he?
It'd have been so awkward, wouldn't it? I think in that scenario, you say about Andrew and Tasha going. I mean, obviously, Luca's not in the bottom three, but before we knew what the popular vote was, I was thinking, oh, you know what? Fuck things up royally. Tasha and Luca going, that'd be my pick. That'd really put the cat amongst the pigeons. And then I keep going back to Australia season 2, where Matt was equally like Andrew, in terms of being wet and stuff, and like his person who he's partnered up with, is going, and he's in absolute floods of tears. He's like, oh, I can't believe you're going. And she's like, well, just leave with me. Oh, I can't believe you're going. It's brilliant. So I'd really like to see, if Tasha went, would Andrew actually go? And I'm not sure whether he would or not. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Dave, this is what it's about. Fucking glorious shit stirring and just we're horrible, aren't they? But I think you're right. And Dave, I've got a theory. I think I've cracked the Danica code. It just came to me in a flash of brilliance this evening. Obviously,
if you do say so yourself.
Even if I do say so myself, the accuracy of some of my theories and information, this series has been top level. And I'm not just saying that. People are passing me in the street, Dave, shaking my hand and thanking me for all my work. You know what I mean? They can't believe how a middle-aged man can get things so right. But
you're like fucking not Andrew Garfield.
Tobey Maguire.
Spider-Man 3, when fucking Peter Parker's walking down the road, shooting the double barrel fingers at everyone. And everyone who's walking past him's like, who the fuck's that?
Yeah, fucking brilliant. Yeah. What planet's this guy on? But anyway, there's no need for that, Dave. I'm a minor celebrity around Manchester. And I mean minor as nobody knows who I am, but that's not the point. However, I think I've got it. I think I am right with what I'm going to say. So Danica again, full, she's with Billy, they get a bit of a kiss. There's all this like, let's do this walking thing and all that. And she seems more relaxed, right? So I'll give you that, right? And you said that with her date with Adam on yesterday's show. She seems all right with him. I think it's at the moment, it sort of looks like a coupling of convenience, which I understand because of the situation, how far in the show we are. But when she's talking, she still does that. Like she talks to you like she's a school teacher, I think, that explanation. And she, like you were saying about Ekinsu being expressive with her hands and the way she talks, like you're talking to someone from a different country and you're trying to sort of understand each other. I think what's happened is she's never done TV before. I think that because she's never done TV, the producers, this is my theory, Dave, the producers have pulled everyone in. They've tried to give them a bit of training about how you do things on Love Island. And I think one of the things he said to him is, when you're talking, you've got to sort of explain what's going on or how you're feeling. And a bit like The Circle, where you've got that inner monologue.
I was just thinking The Circle.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that inner monologue in The Circle's a lot is worse than this, but it feels like she doesn't quite understand the assignment. So what she's doing is she's explaining everything and giving every detail, which looks like an interview, which looks like a school teacher telling everybody about something. I could be off, Dave, but obviously I'm not usually off. So I'm taking that as a win. But I do think, I know I'm being a dick, but it just come to me. I was thinking, it seems like whenever she's talking, she's explaining everything in case you don't pick up on how she's feeling and that. And it could be the theory we had that maybe she's on the spectrum and that's why. But it does feel like she's had a bit of coaching and she's took it to the extreme, and that's lost her a bit of a personality in these situations.
It could be. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be that. It could be the spectrum thing. It could be that, she's interpreted the advice she's been given and, she's not coming across as a natural self. Because that's just what makes it seem a bit off, isn't it? Nothing feels natural.
Yes.
But, there's not many of us that would experience going on reality TV. So we don't know how we'd be.
Yes.
And I know I saw that interview with your old mate, the Man United guy, Mark Goldbridge.
My old mate.
Your mate, the one who you hate, but I fucking love because he's basically Alan Partridge.
Yeah, he's a dick. Yeah.
But he was getting quizzed about, well, do you play up to the camera kind of thing? And he was saying, well, yeah, there is a bit of that, but it is me as well. And I challenge anyone who has a camera put on them, to provide entertainment, not to, go over the top as if, more so than if you just sat on your own at home watching the match. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think it might just be that kind of. We've heard previous contestants say, after a while you forget the cameras are there. And maybe she just hasn't got to that stage where she forgets the cameras are there. Because I do think in that conversation with Adam, I felt like she was more at ease. She seemed more relaxed and communicated in a more natural way rather than this business formal speak.
Yeah, yeah. And Dave, I'm saying that in defense. I'm not saying it to be a dick because I like her. I think she's just one of them contestants. She's not done anything wrong, actually, to offend anyone or anything. I've said it a few times. So it's just my theory, Dave. Like I say, I'm happy to take the loss on this, but I've not had any at all this season.
Oh, fucking hell! Yeah. Maybe we'll start counting them, Chris. Maybe.
Let's not, Dave. Let's not do that.
I mean, do you think there's anything there with her and Billy?
No, I don't think so. I think they might, like what you said about Ekinsu and Davide on yesterday's show, I think they might ride it out as long as they can go. But I don't know. It could blossom into something, but it just seems like it's just finally Danica's got somebody after like 3 or 4 weeks of being in there and just being a friend to people and talking herself out of potential connections. And Billy has just been hot on the heels of trying to get with somebody, hasn't he? So it sort of works for what it is.
I mean, the problem is, we're at this stage now, and there are just no real strong couples that you're kind of rooting for. You'd say, well, Luca and Gemma are the only ones who remained completely, passed every test that they were given. But there's something off that we've talked about many times with that couple. All the other couples, there's been some kind of drama with them. Chris, I kind of wish you could almost splice out Casa Amor, and I would be fully behind Dami and India.
Yeah.
I'd be like, the way they are together, I think is again, it comes across natural. They seem to have that great chemistry, and they seem to be genuinely into each other. But I can't really forget how he was from day one in Casa Amor. And so for that reason, I'm not particularly rooting for that couple. Probably looking across the board, probably them more than anyone else. But, I kind of wish you could take that Casa Amor piece out and then I could get fully behind them.
Yeah, and then we both said before Casa Amor they were the couple. I think we'd said it, Dave. We were talking about obviously Ekinsu, Davide and all the radar stuff taking the mick, but But I was the same. I was behind him. And then he just completely went, oh, I'm on an 18 to 30s fucking Beano. There's nobody around here with cameras and that. I'm doing whatever I want. That sort of thing. So it's a shame, really. But you're right. I'd be completely backing him, if I'm being honest, Dave. Other than Ekinsu and Davide, obviously, they'd always be first, Dave. But,
well, they seem to be back on track now after the bit of a wobble. At least from tonight's episode, Chris. But if we have movie night, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Is she never even told the girls about this, as far as we can see. So if that's revealed and all they say at the end of it, I think you're right. I think at the end of it, they're just going to say nobody needs to know, and it'll just go off. It might, that sort of thing. And she's left red faced, like, holy shit. That could be the end of him again, but I don't think she told anyone. She surely would have said something. So
she was making sure George was tight-lipped on it, so I think, which would have been fine, in the real world. Bloody cameras everywhere, though. So, yeah.
Amazing.
I can't wait, honestly.
Well, we're a pair of bastards. But Dave, we have had only one email on today's show. So we had quite a lot yesterday. And thank you, everyone, for emailing in. Chris and Dave's reality. No, it's not. It's cdrealitycast@gmail.com. I apologise. If you want to email us, this one's from Pascal, Dave. Now, it starts off really well, but he's throwing some support behind you, Dave, and I'm not happy about this, Pascal.
Wow. Nice.
He's always delivered on supporting me, Dave, and I'm questioning. I'm questioning him now. But anyway, it says, not buying any of it is a tile. Hey, all, short one today. About time we got a challenge. Mind you, it seemed like a pretty rubbish one compared to some of the others, but that may have something to do with recent events. Just a quick one on Tasha. I always laugh at her wild and crazy side, but I've had a little think. She possibly is wild and crazy in her circles, or has been fed that line from her peers, who quite frankly don't have a clue on how wild and crazy some individuals are. This is way too much now. Don't know what was going on with that hybrid hide-and-seek conga line. That's got to be the worst Love Island proposals. It's interesting. Every time Tasha has been on the bottom, she's been coupled up with Andrew. Come on, girl, take the hint. Fantastic. I'm not happy about this line. Fantastic piece of work, Dave, with the Casamorians. Definitely up there with the season highlights. I don't think so. But less of your alter ego, Maeve. Also,
alter ego.
How dare you? Also, it's a bit of a liberty. They get Dammy to read out Summer and Andrew to read out Coco in the least popular fire by the fire pit. And it's one of the few things that producers get right, because I sure like it, me. If you love the responses and the multi-eye roly polies we get as a result, fantastic. Keep up the good work, Dave. I'm not happy about that line. It's not a highlight of the season. That's
awesome, man. I mean, that remix that Pascal did as
brilliant.
Well, it's fantastic. The thing is, he's obviously sampled me saying the radar one this time. I don't even remember fucking saying that, but I'm crying laughing because it sounds like something from a Bond movie or something. It's like, it's okay, Bond. Don't worry. The radar won this time, but next time we'll get them. It's like...
Well, Dave, I tried to do your voice a few episodes ago. Then last Saturday when I was at Silverstone, and it sounded terrible. So maybe it was that. Maybe he used me.
I still don't think you've listened to our Dracula VHS episode. Now that you mentioned that.
Oh, don't. I haven't actually. Probably not actually. What the hell have you done? Right, I'm going to listen to it right now.
That is when you're away, and we remembered that we hadn't given any scores.
Oh. Wanker. Right, wanker. Right, okay. Anyway, this podcast will now be a solo project from now on. Big thanks to Dave for all his work here, but he's been sacked. But anyway, get over to patreon.com/cdrealitycast. If you want to email us, I said it before, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media @cdrealitycast, please go over to Facebook, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are climbing. We're getting to 300 followers down there, Dave. So get over there, guys. Loads to chat about each episode. Absolutely class. And I know that my T-shirt and Samantha's is on the way, Dave. So there will be some Chris Phelps modelling shots on Facebook and social media. Don't have your tea when I send them up, guys.
Yeah, I think I got an email. I think mine's on its way as well. So really looking forward to that. And it's been brilliant seeing people with the T-shirts on and stuff. Chris, I did upload a new design last night. So I need to do the alternate. I need to do the right whiting as well. But basically, at the minute, it's a white T-shirt and it says on the front, so I sucked her tits or whatever. And on the back, it's got, I licked her tit or whatever.
Who's going to be brave enough to buy that one, Dave?
Possibly no one, but I was laughing my ass off when I was putting it together. So maybe me. We'll have one sale and that'll be me. But because it's black on a white background, I kind of think I'll put a white on a black background as well, but it'll just take me a little bit longer. But
Good work, Dave.
A fucking childish bastard. But I must have watched that scene 30 times. It's just so good because after that first one, so I sucked her tits or the lads were saying, I sucked her tits or whatever. And I was just like, you what? I licked her tit or whatever. It has me crying every time, as much as the first time. I just think it's a golden moment. That is up there, Chris, when that guy whose name I can't remember, I'm crap with these names, but he got, voted to go into the hideaway with Moira. And he was saying to the lads, hey, let's see if she's like what she is with the mouth or something like that. Something fucking stupid. And she stood there like, what did you just say?
King Dick. Do you remember? Do you remember that guy in the Australian one? Was it the Irish guy like Liam Neeson, and all he was talking about was the other lad? He went, "Oh, I really miss him." When he had the girl.
It was Owen, wasn't
Owen,
it? I mean, it was spelt like in the Irish way, and she was there in like this white fucking Basque type thing. Looking very, very sexy indeed. Yeah, and he was like, I wish Matt was here.
Yeah, that was it, Matt. She was straddled right across him. I mean, yeah, there's all sorts I could say about that, but I'm not saying a word, Dave. But yes, that was one of the strangest moments ever.
That was another great moment. Yeah, Australia season 2.
Oh, amazing. But no, thank you, mate. Great episode. We're going into week 7. We are nearly at the end. So it's been a fantastic journey with everybody tuning into our not daily podcasts. And it's been good fun.
Awesome. Well, cheers, mate. And thanks to everyone out there for listening. And we'll speak to you next time, man. Fucking movie night, Chris.
Game on. Bye.